They just want to, see your willingness to take initiative, and they also want to see your willingness to make an impact. So I'd say very importantly is your ability to display what the impact was. What change did you see? What, when you made that decision, when you showed that leadership, what is it that you wanted to change? What is it that you thought could be done differently? So I'd say these are the three factors. Explain what leadership is, what it means to you, what qualities you have, and then draw on your experiences. And very importantly, be very, very authentic. And don't look down on whatever experience. It doesn't have to be the biggest, leadership example, but as long as it can display that it made an impact. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I end up with that beautiful presentation. Like, I would like to stress very, 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 like I'd like to stress more on what you have said. It's very true. Like, we should follow exactly what Ayanda had said, or even I would like to add more of. But before that, Arifa, can you please assist me with admitting these other people while I'm still talking? Because I'm failing to multitask.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, thank you very much. Thank you about that. And yeah, it will be recorded. It's recording right now. So yeah, thank you very much. And I would like to add on what Ayanda has said. Like, it's very much important for you guys to show or say what your central theme is. Like, basically, you should follow, I would advise you to say, like, you should follow the same theme in all the 4 S's, like the different themes around. Like, we're talking of education, agriculture, we're talking of health, we're talking of so many other things, but make sure that you have a central theme. Your essay should be structured with a central theme. And I usually say this to people who ask me, like, when you address people you don't know, whom you have never ever met, as Africans, you know that the first thing that you have to do is greetings, and then after that, that's what introductions, and then you continue telling those people why you're there, and then you conclude, and then the greetings in the Chevening essays would probably be, what is this? The introduction that Ayanda has talked about, like a little bit. You don't have to write a long explanation what you feel like leadership is. No, just a small explanation. It's fine, and it has to be according to you, not according to someone else. Please bear that in mind. Yes, and then you should give out different examples which relate to you, obviously, and it should be best examples which you know very well that this one's, when I have given them out, like, they are best. Like, with ladies, when you're going out on a date or when you're going out on a special occasion, you be like, I want to be looking beautiful. Yeah, make sure that your essay looks beautiful in that way. You give out examples that are going to be so much relatable. Yeah. So Arif, I'm not sure if you have something to add on this leadership essay. If you do have, please do add on.
No, I don't really have much to add. As Ayanda said, and as you stress on, authenticity is very valuable. It's very important that the person should be very, very, very authentic in his essays, and he or she should also showcase different milestones. I think that's the only thing, or the most important pieces of the leadership essay, particularly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, I also forgot the conclusion, guys. It's very, very important to, like, do say the conclusion. And I know my style might be different from someone else's style, but sometimes when you conclude, you might probably be telling us what you learned out of the examples that you really, really stated. And in this case, I also advise people to use a star approach. If you guys don't know what it is, please after this go and Google it. But because of time, I think I will say a little bit about it. Like a star approach. The S, that is whereby you're going to say, this is a situation. You're going to tell us the situation And then the T talks all about the task, like what were you doing there? You're going to describe the task that you did. Please don't explain the task that was, or don't mention the task that was done by other people. Even if you were part of that, but please make sure that you are going to show the reader or the readers of your essays what your role was. I know in like many people will be like, okay, when I was leading, we were, it's not about we, it's about you. And you have to tell us what you were doing. And then the A talks about the action, like what were you really doing there? Describe the action that you took. You're going to talk about the teamwork, the leadership, the initiative that you took, the integrity also. Like there's a lot that is going to be discussed there. And then also the results. What was the result of the action that you guys took? Like, did you achieve anything? If it was, what was that? And then probably you would like to give out an example of how things were before you were in that situation, how things were when you were in that situation, how things were after. You give a little comparison. And if you know your theme, it's going to be so much easy for you. For instance, people in the education sector, always make sure that you refer about something known in the education sector, whether it's UNICEF or whatsoever. And those in agriculture, you read about FAO. What has FAO said? Those in health, what has WHO said in relation to whatever thing that you have said? Yes. So thank you very much. I don't know if is Malibu around as yet or not, but if she is not around, no problem. Okay, no problem. Then let me move to the second essay, which says Chevening is looking for individuals with strong professional relationship building skills. Individuals who will engage with the Chevening community and influence and lead others in their chosen profession. Please explain how you build and maintain relationships in professional capacity, using clear examples of how you currently did this. Then you outline how you hope to use the skills in future. And then it's the same thing, minimum words is 100 words to 500 words. So I don't know if Arifa, you would like to take this one, or maybe Ayanda again, I don't know.
Yeah, I will gladly take it. This one I would say is quite simple. They're just asking about your networking ability, actually, your skill, your networking skills. And this one is quite simple because you just have to highlight um how you maintain relationship, And I would personally suggest that you Beata, can you please admit people while I'm talking, please.
Cool, I will.
Yeah, thank you. So the thing is here, they require you, actually, not just they require you to highlight your networking skills, which is very, very, very important for the Chevening community, because you will be in the UK with about 1,000 plus other Cheveners. You will gather in London and you will be in your university with other Cheveners. So after you have completed a program as well, you will be in a setting with, you will be in an alumni, you will be an alum of the Chevening community. So you will be engaging with the Chevening community, which is very valuable and very important. Networking skills right now is really, really, really very important. So the thing is, in the essay, you might want to highlight first why you actually network, how you do it, and give examples on how you do it and maintain those relationships. And I would advise to maybe to take it to a professional level, not personal, because I've seen people talking too much personal. I would suggest really in a professional level. For instance, my personal experience, I networked with some organizations that helped me to gather those organizations actually to work on different projects as well. So that can be also highlighted on how you create relationship with others, how you maintain them, for future use. It's just about how you actually tell the story. But mainly they just want to know, especially in the professional setting, especially I would insist. I don't know if others have other perspective, but they just want to know on a professional setting, how you create those relationships and how you maintain them, and how you are willing to use those skills acquired during that time, also during your time as Chevening scholar, and after you have completed your studies with the Chevening alumni community. That's mainly, I think, how they require you to showcase it in the essay. Ayanda, if you have something to add, please do it.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. And I would also say, you can also use an example, if Arifa hasn't mentioned it, you can also use an example of how, if awarded the scholarship, you will use the networks. Maybe you can speak about the professional networks that maybe you'll create relationships with your lecturers, or you'll create relationships with the people in your class. Maybe if you're able to do programs, you'll say that maybe I can partner up with Arifa, who's from Niger, and then we can work on a health systems program, and speak about what your intentions are and what you're going to do with the network that you're going to be building once you get this side. I think that will also show them that you have a plan and you know what it is that you're going to do with the opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. I am so happy with this. I don't know why I'm this happy. Maybe it's because we're talking of the networking. And actually, if a short story, how we met, like the three of us, we were the Mandela Washington Fellows, like last year. We met last year in Minnesota, United States of America. So our friendship or our networking has been there up until now. And I don't want to lie, like the Chevening application journey or the Chevening journey is very long, and sometimes it can take so much till a point whereby you'd feel like I am quitting. Like I was at that point, I was like, I am really quitting because there was just too much that was happening. And these two guys here were like, you're not gonna quit, not now. I was like, guys, I'm really exhausted. So these are the kind of examples that one would probably give out. And I would like to add, like this question just simply, like Arifa and Ayanda has said, like it simply wants to know, like, if you are really able to do it, to have relationships or to connect with people, and are you able to do what, to use what you have, or to use the relationship that you have in order to have a positive impact to other people. And while you answer this question, please make sure that you will have answered these sub questions that I will be talking about. Like, I know Ayanda and Arifa did say them, but I'll also add this. Like, is there, like, have you stated numerous examples of networking skills? And also, have you made multiple references to Chevening community? And have you showed the number of benefits, either personally or in your community or in your country, as you return? And also how? Don't forget the how part of it, please. It's very much important. And I know some people underestimate the power of social media. Social media plays such a pivotal role in whatever thing that we do, guys. Like it plays such a pivotal role. So if there's anything that you did that relates to this networking essay and you had stated it on social media, please do not forget to state that. It is very, very, very much important. Like you need to really say that. And I can give you guys maybe a short example of the networking, but no, let me not give it right now because I think our time will be out. Yeah, let me just continue with the other question right now. So I don't know if Asmalwood is in. If you are in, please do respond so that I give you a chance. But if not, then no problem, we will continue. To the third essay. So the third essay states outline why you have selected I'm sorry guys. Outline why you have selected your chosen 3 university courses and explain how this relates to your previous academic or professional experience and your plans for the future. Please enter new information and examples here and do not duplicate the information you have entered on the work experience and education section in this form. And you are also expected to write minimum of 100 words and then maximum of 500 words. Yes. So I'm not sure this one who will take it, Arifa or Ayanda or Asmal. Oh, she's there. Yeah. So who will take this one?
Let me answer to the questions in the chat box and then maybe Arifa or.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much for that. Okay, Arifa?
I'm also texting on the chat box.
Okay, no problem, guys. If that's the case, then no problem. Let me say this to you guys, okay? So Chevening wants you to apply to 3 universities. This is what is going to happen. You have to apply to 3 universities and not just any other university. In their website, there is a section whereby they ask you about universities, and then you probably type the course that you want, or you probably type the university that you want. Now, you don't just, like I said, you don't just apply to any other university. You have to apply to a university that has partnership with Chevening, because it might happen that you apply to any university and then it admits you and then you get a Chevening scholarship, but now you fail to come to UK. Why? Because the university that you got admitted to is not in any partnership with Chevening. So please bear in mind that, because it's very much important. Some people fail to get the full scholarship or the scholarship because of that. So at the end, you will need to have received at least one unconditional offer from those 3 universities. What do I mean by an unconditional offer? I'm stressing that one very much. Unconditional offer. So various universities in the US work variously, of course. They might admit you partially. So if you admitted partially, it means that you are given a conditional offer. But if you are admitted fully, it means that you are given, you are admitted unconditionally. So some of the conditions which might hold you back might probably be to have completed your other degree somewhere. If you had stated that you were busy with your other masters somewhere, which I don't advise you guys to say, because they won't allow you to do it, to continue with that masters while you are applying. And then the other hold might be of English. Some universities would want you to have a certain standard in English. You will have to write a PTE exam, or you'll have to write an IELTS exam. And you either write PTE or IELTS exam with your own money. Chevening does not incur those kind of costs, guys. So please note that. So what they need in this essay is probably nothing but they want to see if you have really researched about the universities that you are talking about? Like, what is so special about these universities? You don't just have to apply to any other university because, okay, you like this university, but you have to know a lot about it. And when you give examples why that university or why those universities, you don't just state examples that are related, academic examples. No, you can probably say, okay, it's because a simple example. Maybe I would say it's because this so and so university is next to France. Maybe I don't know what I'm trying to say, but then I've always wanted to go to Paris or whatnot. Or you'd probably say it's because I have researched about how what the teaching method used in that university. And as a I would say as a part-time lecturer, I've always wanted to learn this kind of teaching methods. So having been in this university, you mentioned that university, I know very well that I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of it. Or you'd probably say there is this lecturer or this professor who's known for being the best researcher. So because I've always wanted to, or I want to develop my research skills, I want to collaborate with this lecture. You mentioned that lecture. Please don't be shy of showing off. Okay, like don't be shy of showing off. Like, what do I say when I mean this? Showing off means like saying what you know. Okay, saying what you know, and of which is very much factual. Don't just say little information on certain things. No, tell them exactly what you want and why you really opted for these universities. But my advice, my mere advice would be apply to as many universities as possible. But you should have your top 3, of course, such that because I think around May, sometime in May 15th, Chevening will say, okay, you need to give us a unconditional offer from your top universities. Or there's a time whereby you'll be told to not change your universities. Then that is when you like, okay, I can't change them. But if you have applied to various universities that are partnered, that have partnership with Chevening, it becomes a lot helpful because if you get rejected by any of those top 3, you are able to like re-add the new universities. But as long as it's before a certain due date and you have to ask when that due date is, I think it will differ with time. Yes. So yeah, I don't know if Arifa or Ayenda can add, or are you done?
Yeah. So what I'll say is read up on the universities that you want to apply for. So if you know exactly what you want to apply for, read up on the universities that you're going to have in your application form and know exactly what courses they offer, so that you can speak about how the courses will benefit you in your career. So maybe say, I'm going to choose UCL as my first choice because I feel like it has an added advantage of A, B, and C. So it also displays that you did your research and you understand the courses that you're going to be taking and you know why you want to take them and how you're going to use them. So that's going to help you for you to say, I like the course at maybe Queen Mary because they've got a site visit in June or something like that. Just read and read. If you also maybe like be in touch, you can Google the professors or the lecturers at that university. And you can say, I prefer Leeds because it has Professor so-and-so who is a leading researcher in what I would like to do. I think that will also boost your application.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, Ayanda, for that insightful information. Arifa, do you
One thing that I would add, I think, is in terms of looking for the universities, one of the key things to do, what I did, that's my second attempt getting the scholarship, and the first one was it was tricky. So I wasn't able to secure a conditional offer, and I made some mistake at the interview. So what I really want you to understand is that before choosing the university, as Ayanda said, search about the university. This is the first thing. The second thing, you might want to email the university to know exactly if they don't have your country listed, because they have countries, requirements per country listed on the website. If you don't have the country or you don't understand anything, email them, present yourself, tell them I'm this and that, and I have this bachelor or this master's, and I would like to apply to this master's under the Chevening scholarship or something like that, and ask them if you qualify to get an admission. They will tell you that this response, if you qualify, this response does not mean that they will accept you for the scholarship, but rather you qualify to apply. Because I have applied to so many universities my first round, and I got so many rejections just because I didn't email the university, because I was transitioning. I have like a business law, business administration, focus on law bachelor's, and I was going for a development master's. So they're like no relation, on the requirement list of so many universities. They require you to have a background in economics, either that or international relations or such kind of things. So a bachelor's in business administration won't qualify. So you might want to send an email to ask them if you meet the minimum requirement to enter. And the second thing I would advise you on is the IELTS, Duolingo, and TOEFL. Prioritize universities that accept Duolingo. And within that email, you can also ask them if they accept Duolingo English test as a proof of English proficiency, because most of them will require that we have an English proficiency test before issuing an unconditional offer. So that's very, very, very important as well. I think Duolingo is just $50 per test, and you can take it online on your laptop at home, while IELTS and TOEFL are quite expensive. So you might want to look for it, and you might want to check also the score. So the score is very, very, very important. And I know someone has the experience here to tell you about it. So please this is not really, I won't say Chevening scholarship process is small. It's not. It's really huge and stressful. It's time consuming. So you better start right now. You better start looking for universities, and you better make the right choice right now and after during the interview stage, because you will be able to change some universities during the interview stage, but that will be later. So Ayanda, if you have something to add, the floor
Yeah,
is yours.
so I got some questions in the chat box. So we'll be brief with the next question so that we allow you guys time to ask your questions. Thank you for that.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. Asma, but I can see you. I'm not sure if you have anything to add on, but I would also say, please don't forget to state why the course, how is this course going to benefit people around you, the country, and whatsoever. For instance, with me, there are issues around what exclusion of people with disabilities, and I always wanted this because I knew very well that UK is a developed country and it has a lot of policies. And it's true, we have policies in my country, but they are not implemented. So I wanted to be one of those people who implement those good policies that we do have and make use of them. And then I would like to emulate all the good that is done in UK, then bring it back to my home country, which is Lesotho. Yes. So let me move on to the other essay question, which is the last one, which talks about the career plan. It says, Chevening is looking for individuals who have clear post-study career plan. Please outline your immediate plans upon returning home and your longer-term goals. You may wish to consider how this relates to what the UK government is doing in your country. Yes. So I don't know who will love to take this one. Okay. Maybe you guys are still responding to the questions, Arifa.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just looking for something interesting here.
Okay.
So, what was the question, please?
The career is the career plan. So what
Oh,
it's yeah.
okay. So the career plan question, I think personally it has affected a lot my first application because things weren't that clear for me at that time. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Things weren't that's honest that's clear for me at that time. So after participating to the Mandela Washington Fellowship, I got clear picture of really where I want to go and how to get there. So it doesn't mean that you should participate to the Mandela Washington Fellowship to have just my personal experience. So the thing is, they really want to see where you want to go after you have completed your masters, especially your commitment to come back to your country, because you'll be entitled to come back to your country after you have completed your degree in the UK. So your commitment to come back, and also like what work, what positive impacts do you want to bring once you're back? How can you use that learning from the UK or from the masters you have completed to bring about a positive change in your community? It depends on your area. So you just have to link it, I think. So all the essays are really, I personally believe that they are gradual. So you just have to link them in a way that it's coherent. So where do you want to go after you have completed your masters? That's what they want to see exactly. And you should be very, very clear about it. I want to do this, and that, and how you should tell them how you intend to do it. It's just not, I want to work in an international organizations. Why do you want to work in an international organization? Which international organization? What will drive you to work for that international organization that you said you want to work for? You know, and what will be your contribution working within that organization you said? So that's very, very, very important. You should understand the why you're doing it and how you intend to do it. It's very, very important.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would also love to add on what Arifa has talked about. Like, you should have a very good or a very clear plan. Like, because he said, you guys, we are obliged to get back to our country after completing our masters. Then, what is it that we're going to do? What is it that you are going to do? What impact, or what is it? How do I say this? What's so special about you, like, willing to come to UK? And you should not just say, okay, after completing this masters, I want, or I have a vision, or I have a dream of becoming a minister of education. That's if whatever you said is in the education sector, or your niche is education. Don't just say, I want to be an education minister. Okay, tell us, after being an education minister, what is going to be so peculiar about you? Like, what impact are you going to do? And obviously, you will have to have researched what has been done by other previous education ministers. Then, what are you going to bring to the table that is so much different from what has been done? And how is this going to affect other people? How is this going to affect your immediate community, your country, the continent, and probably even the world at large? Don't just don't just fail to be broad, no, but start at least at a lower level, that is locally, and then up until globally. I think that way it will assist you guys very much. So you could probably try to divide this in 3 sections. That is the immediate plan, the mid plan, and also the long-term plan. Yes. So yeah, thank you. So I think from my
Oh
side.
yeah, I forgot that you need to break things down. What's your immediate plans after you have completed your masters, and then what are your long-term goals? Maybe you can break it down like 2 years or 3 years after your masters. I want to do this, and that, and then and adding on that, you can also say maybe to top it up. You can you are intending to reach this goal or to do this and that by the next 5 years, or by the next 9 years, or by the next 10 years.
Yes, and you should not forget to mention the collaborations using the networks that you will have got there. Please don't forget to say that. Make sure that you research so much about this whole scholarship. Yes. How much is it? How important is it, like Arifa? Because I can see that Ayanda is still responding to the questions. How important is the work experience?
Work experience is a requirement. That's the most important thing. That's the most important piece. I personally, I will give you maybe two sides of it. So the first one is the hours that you should meet. I think they have around 400 or 2,000 hours, right? 2,000 hours. So that's like 2 years of work experience in terms of hours. So the first after you have submitted, the first 2 months, they are going to assess the applications based on the work experience you have provided on the essay. So those who did not meet the minimum requirements for the working, they will just they will just send you an email that you have been refused because you didn't meet the requirements. They will tell you that you didn't meet the requirements, but that will be specifically, I'm 100% sure, the work experience requirements. That's very, very, very important. So the second part is that you might want to tailor your application so that, for example, I'll give my personal example, my mistakes, what I have done. So if, for example, you want to apply for a master's in development, so your work experience should be around there. You should be very, how do we say, what's the word? You should be very intentional about your experience. So I had experience working, for example, for Rotary International, Muslim Hands International, different international organizations. But during my first application, what I did was to put everything I have done, everything. I have run a business for about 2 years while I was studying. And at that time, I was also kind of working part-time for an international organization. So that was actually tricky for them because how can you say you're going for development, then you're bringing, I didn't really talk about it in all my essays. So that's one thing as well. Just don't put work experience for you just to meet the minimum requirements, but put it while you are intentional about it. It's very, very, very important to know exactly what to put as work experience on the application portal. And you should have a minimum of 2 years of work experience before you are eligible to apply. So even if you maybe during eligibility questions, you take, yes, you have the minimum of 2 years, and then you go on the application portal, you put some numbers that are not equivalent to that, I'm 100% sure they will just kick you off. So make sure you meet them really, 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 truly, not numbers. You meet them and apply for that. Beata, are you around?
Yes, I'm around. I was in the chat box trying to respond to other questions. Yeah, it's very, very much essential, like Arifa has said, and I wouldn't want to overstress on that. Yeah, Ayanda, do you have something to say?
No, I don't. I just wanted to find out in terms of time, how much time do we have left so that we can give people a chance to ask questions?
Okay. I think we're gonna stop at 8:15, right, Arifa?
Yes, normally
Okay.
it's supposed to be an hour.
Okay, because I think we can open the floor to people to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will be more valuable for them, I think.
Yeah.
If we are done for the with the essays, of course.
Okay. Yeah, we are. Yeah. It's just additional things. Okay. I think I already see a question here. Is it Tembo? And I'm very sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Tembo, please come forward. And guys, I and Arifa, please assist me if you see any other hands, please.
Yeah, sure. But I have a question in the chat. I think we can start with we can show maybe the questions in the chat. Then we'll actually maybe allow people to ask their questions.
Okay, but only those that were not responded to, because I saw that you guys were already responding to.
Yeah. So I have one that says my degree doesn't match my career path. Can I still apply to a course that meets my career aspiration? Example, I have a sociology degree, but I ended up working in tech. Will this deter my application? I would say it depends. If you want to continue with maybe sociology, I think it will be very difficult. My personal experience. That's my personal. It doesn't mean that this is general. So it will be very difficult for you to get an admission. I think. I personally think. I don't know if that will be the case or not, but I think it will be very difficult for you to get an admission. But easier for you to get an admission into a tech-related program in a university. So you might want to maybe think about which program you want to go for. If, for example, you have worked in a tech company in a specific maybe how do you position, you might want to for more than 2 years, you might want to think about how you can actually match sociology and that, and maybe get a degree that is close to the two. That will help you a lot.
Yeah, my also input on that. I think it might present a bit of a challenge, but you can work around it if you can display how you've got a degree in sociology, but you're currently working in tech. If you can display how the degree that you're opting for is going to help you to achieve your career aspirations, they may be a bit lenient. They want to understand that you're not all over the place. If you can say that, okay, maybe sociology helped me with this, or it ended up not being of interest to me because of A, B, or C, or I saw that I could mix technology and sociology in this way. So if you're able to put a strong argument about why you have changed, so that you don't seem like you just do things. If you can pinpoint to exactly what it is that your chosen degree is going to help you with.
And also adding on that, please remember that you have to check the eligibility criteria of the university, because some universities won't accept you if you did a different degree. For instance, in my university, they won't accept if you have no teaching experience or if you have no teaching qualification. So before doing that, please just make sure that you check what are the requirements for that university. Yeah. So I think I already see other hands here. We have Tembo, we have Dineo, we have Jason, we have we have Enoch. Yeah. So Arif, are you done with the questions that you were reading in the chat box?
I would say maybe.
Okay. If that's the case, then no problem. Can
Yeah.
we head to Tembo? Tembo, can you please ask your question, please? Tembo, are you on?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I'm on.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Emil?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I am Tebam from Uganda. And my question is, I want you to elaborate more about the experience. For example, you may find that me in Uganda have been studying in the evening hours. And during the day, I have been working. Can Chevening take as a person that maybe I am contradicting with the working hours, and then my degree was not in line with the working hours. And then the second issue is that if possible, because for us we are not on other WhatsApp, other social media platform, we can create one, or you can send us a link so that we can join, where we can have a communications from. Thank you so much, panelists. Otherwise, you have given us some insight of what we can write. And then I would also ask another question about studying in UK. The third question, which is about universities. I see. Kuneni tried to talk about it, elaborate it, but what about if I talk about the rankings of those universities? Could I be right at that page also? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I missed your first question, not unless Ayanda or Arifa had it. Did you guys hear the first question?
I understood the first two questions. So he said that he's got like he works and he studies. So his hours are divided between that. So I think quickly to answer that, it doesn't matter as long as your working hours fulfill the number of required hours. As long as you can display that you have worked those number of hours, it doesn't matter if you work them full-time or part-time, but as long as you have that number of hours experience. And for the WhatsApp group, I think Beata has already spoken on that in the group. And may I please ask you to clarify the last question about the universities?
Okay, his last question was, is it possible, like, will he have made it if he talks about the university ranking? So I would say yes, that is very much good. It will show good research. That is one of the reasons why you would probably do that, because you don't want to apply to any university. But if it's ranked very well, state that. Yes, that is what they like, because in the interview, guys, you're not going to be able to lie. You will be having someone from your country, someone who from UK also, so you can't lie. Like, you can't lie at all. So yeah. Can you please take the other person, Dineo, please?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Beata, for allowing me this opportunity. I have read much late into this platform. So I had, is it you or Arriva? Between you, there is someone who talked about the unconditional offer and the conditional offer. So as we apply into this Chevening scholarship, so I didn't hear very much on how are these offers differ. How do you differentiate between the conditional one and the unconditional one? So you didn't have much on it. Maybe it's because I read this late. So
Okay.
secondly, so I have another question. The second one is about the essays. I'm aware that for one to win this Chevening scholarship is to win essays and write clear and mastered essays very smartly. So, and then one of my previous colleagues advised that when winning this, there has to be the star approach that one has to apply when answering those questions. Then my question is, among these four essay questions, are we supposed to use that approach in all of them, or are there some key questions or all of them? That's my questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Who would love to take the responses?
I think I will take the first question, then I will leave the floor to someone. I think the first question was to understand what's unconditional offer and then a conditional offer, right? Yeah. So the conditional offer is an offer, is like we accept you in the program you have applied for, but before we can issue you a definite admission, you should meet maybe some requirements. Like I think the best way to put it down is you met the requirements, or you are eligible to be admitted, to get an admission in our university. So that's the conditional offer. But there are some key documents missing. Maybe your language, your English proficiency. That's first. And the second, maybe your degree. They might want to actually verify your degree. So those are the two common things that I have seen, and I've seen people experiencing in terms of a conditional offer. And then an unconditional offer is like you don't have any condition. That's like a definitive admission.
Yeah.
Conditional offer, admission with some conditions to meet for you to be fully admitted. And then unconditional, no conditions required. You are admitted, you meet all the requirements, and we offer you an admission. So after you have made the conditions of your conditional offer, they will issue you an unconditional offer. So you have transformed your offer to be an unconditional offer. So that's just like admission. That's simple.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Arifa. And answering the second question, I think this one varies on person to person, but that was an advice from me. I love using the STAR approach because it gives one a very clear example. Some would say STAL, that is STARL, whereby the L, I know I've talked about the STAR, and then the L is the lesson. What is the lesson that is learned? And then obviously the lesson learned will be in the conclusion part. Yes. So some other people use different methods, but the STAR is the best. Like it's the best one that is very used everywhere. Yes. So can we move to Enoch, please?
No, Beata. No, my question is not thoroughly answered here. I was saying that how in those 4 essay questions. So I'm saying, are we supposed to use that STAR approach in all of them, or some? Oh, I would like to know. Am I clear now?
Okay, then you are clear right now. Now that okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I had missed your what is that? Your question. In the first essay, yes, I would say that you would use it. In the second essay, yes, I would say that you would use it. In the third essay, yes, I would say you'd use it. And in the last essay, I would say you might use SMART. 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 That is being specific, measurable for M, A, achievable, R for relevant, and then T, time bound. Yes. But in a nutshell, like you are not bound to use this criteria. You can use whichever. It's fine. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. And then Enoch, please. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much for the access you've granted to me. I'm Wambala Enoch from Uganda. So my question goes direct on leadership essay. I would like to know from you whether whether somebody can put into the writing the leadership skill that I obtained, like like for example, for me, I was reading in primary, secondary, even university. Up to now, I'm still reading. So does it make sense when you are working on leadership essay to include such a kind of levels, like from those lower classes also? Then another question goes on career plan. Like for example, let me say I'm a project manager and I would like to do my master's degree in project management. Does it make sense? Like now when I say that if I go to if I obtain the scholarship, then after obtaining my master's degree, I'll come and work as the project manager. Okay, in the same position, just like that. Then lastly, This is not like a question, it's just my request. Actually, one of the best platform which work better nowadays, it's just WhatsApp. So I can request you if you can grant us chance to express our ideas on WhatsApp. It can also work better to quickly advance our points. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I think I'll take your first question and the last question, please, and then I'll ask someone to take the middle question, please. So the third question was already responded to, and may I please respond to it again? For my kids, like personally, I'm sorry it's not possible because it will mean a lot of managing. But what we could probably do is we will give out our social media handles whereby you guys could inbox us, and then we will respond to you guys whenever we are free. So yeah. And then on the first question, yes, you can. Like with Chevening, they want, how can I respond to this? Every example that you say is relatable and it's correct. There's no wrong example, okay? One could give an example of, okay, I was a class rep in class 7. I don't know what you guys call it in your countries, or in primary, or I was a class rep in first year at university. That is leadership. Then you're going to tell us what you did, how you did it, what was the event that you did, and whatnot. So you can do that. So moving on to the mid question, I don't know who will help me with it, please. Okay, Rifa Oyenda, please assist with the second question.
May I please ask you to repeat it again?
Okay, no problem. Please repeat it again. We're busy multitasking here, so it's very, very much challenging.
Okay. Thank you very much for that so granted to me again. Okay, my second question was about the career plan. I was asking that, for instance, if I'm a project manager and I want to do my master's in project management, so under my career plan, I stated that on coming back after obtaining my master's degree, still I remain the same position. Does it make sense either? Can I win the Chevening scholarship like that?
I think you can talk about how when you come back after taking the masters, it would have enhanced your ability to perform your current role. I think how, just so that you don't, I understand what you mean. You don't want to sound like you're stagnant. So I would say that maybe you feel that getting a master's degree in project management will enhance and give you skills for you to better do your current role. Yeah, so I think that's how you can motivate for that.
Yeah, very well answered, Ayanda. Thank you very much. And please lower your hand, Enoch, and then we're moving to Jameson. After it's Akata and then Marikone. Thank you. Jameson?
Hey. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for both the presentation Beata, Ayanda, and Arifa did. That was very profound, and we're very glad that you've created the time. However, my questions I think has been already answered, but the last question that I had was the recording of this session, because it has so much that we'll have to listen again. And I'm so sure as we listen again, we'll have so many in-depth questions. So my question was, how are we going to get the link? And I tried sending a DM to Ayanda on LinkedIn. And, we're regular guys. We don't have premium yet. So it can't go through. However, if we can get emails from you guys, so that if we have specific questions, because I've realized that all of you are good in answering specific questions. So if we have specific questions, we can reach directly. Thanks.
thank you very much. I asked this to be recorded, so I'll be sharing it on my YouTube channel. So you could probably watch it there and maybe download it if it's possible. Yeah. Okay. Arifa also gave out his email address. Yeah. So thank you very much. Akata, I'm sorry guys if I'm mispronouncing your name. Jameson, I hope you're satisfied with the response, please. And if you are, please lower your hand. And then Akata.
It's like
Thank you.
just like your email addresses only. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, Akata, please go on.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I thank you so much for also shedding some light on some issues. It was very helpful, especially for an issue like the English test. I didn't know that Duolingo is one of the English tests that you could submit, and now I think I could vary my options considering IELTS and the others are very expensive. My questions are, one, in my essays, do I really need to quantify the results? For example, in the leadership essay, what I've done is like help others, but in small spaces. And I've been feeling like it's inadequate and it's not like quantifiable. The way people say like 60% of the organization did that and that. Will that make my essay feel small? And then the other question is, I have this example where I stepped up at a role at work when someone else left a gap and I had to fill in the gap and took the role and made sure that the work was done as it was supposed to be done and no gap was felt. Does that make me does that make the leadership essay feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do within my job description? And then my other question is, in my career essay, when I say that the Chevening will expose me to spaces that enable my own career growth, does that make me selfish? Yeah, I think those are the questions I have, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And I know I'll get to ask more questions in your inboxes. I've already followed all of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me respond to the other questions, please. I see that our time is about to go down. Okay, the last question. Yes, it will be making you that way. I don't want to use that word that starts with S and ends with S. That is selfish. Yes, please don't do that, okay? Because if you are saying that, it means that it's all about you and not other people. As a leader, you don't just think about you. You might be thinking about you, but not just you alone. You also have to think about other people. This is why you have to see, okay, what kind of problem is at the top that is experienced in my country, and then when I return, what am I going to do? It's not just about my development and whatnot. Yes. And about the Duolingo, please be aware that not all the schools accept Duolingo. Okay. Yes, I know it's affordable, but not all of them. My school did not accept Duolingo. I had to write IELTS twice, failed, because I didn't get the score that they needed. I had a shortcut of 0.5 and 1.5, and then I had to write PT again and still had a problem. But it's a story of another day. So yeah. On the other question, I don't know who the assist us on it, please. Okay. On the other question, Akata, please remind me the question that I did not respond to.
Do I need to quantify the results section? Like, for example, if I contributed in my small spaces to help improve the people within my network, how do I quantify that? yet I made a positive impact.
Okay.
So to answer that, Nam, I'm going to, this is very important. There's nothing that is small. Don't ever think of any achievement as small. As long as it made a difference and it had an impact or it changed someone's, or you can prove that it helped, even if it helped one person, that is not small. It's a difference. And given the platform and the opportunity, you can scale it up and help more people. So don't ever think any of your achievements are small.
Thank you very much, Ayanda. That is very, very much true. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Let me move on to Madikone.
Hi, thanks everyone for the opportunity. Hello?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I did get a job as well, and I will share in my essay.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hello? Oh, thank you everyone for the opportunity. I have two questions. I would like to know whether I am eligible for Chevening because I want to pursue like my entrepreneurship journey, you know, where I'll be able to establish companies or businesses and support other illiterate businesses run by artisans in my community. Or is it, does Chevening only requires me to be a professional, you know, for the white collar jobs? My second question is, I have over 5 online programs through the Young African Leaders Initiative. I'm also enrolled with Our Way. It's an American program as well. So I feel like when stating my leadership involvement, I'll be listing more of the American programs over the UK. So I feel like I shouldn't write all of them because now this is the US against the UK. Like, is it okay to list all the programs I've attended through the US government? Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I don't think you'd be penalized for having exposure to the US government programs. You can also speak about how getting the opportunity to experience the UK will expand your knowledge. So you have, you know, more options. You have like a broader knowledge base. So you can even like be in a better position to have like a comparative privilege kind of thing. So don't be scared to speak about your experiences in the US. It's not a competition.
Thank you very much, Ayanda, for responding to those questions. I hope you are satisfied.
I will add that it will even expose you more, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And for the entrepreneurship part, am I eligible or it only requires me to apply for white collar jobs?
Nope, you are eligible. Every course is eligible for as long as that university, like that university has partnership with Chevening. So it doesn't choose the kind of courses that you would apply for. But it excludes MBA, if I do remember very well. Yeah, thank you.
No, actually, hey.
Okay.
We have someone in our cohort who's doing an MBA.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But that's what it says. Okay. So for MBA courses, it says that there's a cap on the amount of money that they pay.
Oh.
But if you want to do an MBA, apply. There's someone who's doing an MBA and it was not capped.
Okay, I see now. I see. Okay, all right. Who is the next person? Ayanda, can you please assist me with the next person? I'm still responding to the questions in the chat, please.
Okay, no problem. I'm not sure who was next. Please unmute yourself and yeah.
We can take Agatha, right?
Sorry, I forgot to lower my hand. I'm very sorry.
All right. So,
I think it's Mahomet Lerato also.
okay. Bilal Mohammed and Lerato. Okay. If you have asked your question, please lower your hand. Thank you. Bilal Mohammed, we are listening to you.
Yes. I am Bilal Muhammad calling from Nigeria. Please, can you elaborate more about universities in UK that waive application? I mean, application fee.
Okay, so unfortunately, the only way for you to know is to go on the university's website. If you can find an email address, maybe send someone from the admissions department an email and ask if there's an application fee. So you'll find that before you start an application, most universities will let you know if there's an application fee or not. So go to the ones that you would like to go to and like start your application process, and then that's the only way that you'll find out. Okay, may I please have the next person? I think Lerato Likauta.
Oh, thank you, and good evening, everyone. I am Lerato Lekauta from Lesotho. I have a question regarding eligibility criteria based on work experience. I've worked as a project lead and on education department for about, I work 24 hours a week, and I've worked for for 2 years now. And I've also been running a business on the side, and I've been volunteering in international organizations virtually. Like these assignments they do, these organizations that are partnering with UN. So I want to understand that looking at all these various roles that I've been performing or been doing, can we say maybe they add up to, or can we add them up to 2 years full-time job, because I've been doing multiple tasks at once? Thank you.
Yeah, you can do the calculations. It doesn't matter whether it was paid or unpaid, as long as it's work exposure experience. You can use it and then like put in the hours. Say I did these many hours this week, and you can work out the calculation and see if you qualify. But whether it's paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and whether it's full-time or not, it doesn't matter. Yeah. There's also someone like Abdul. He mentioned in the comment section, please. I'm sorry, Ayanda. So he said he's been raising up his hand. So Abdul, can you please say your question, and then we'll move to the others after.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. Oh, I actually wanted to ask, though some of my questions have been answered.
I'm sorry, Abdul, excuse me, please. You are inaudible, so I'm not sure if you have connected to your headsets. If so, can you please remove them? I don't really hear you well. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay, I said, hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Abdul.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I said though some of my questions have been answered, and I have one specific question here. So I wanted to ask, if you have an unconditional offer before applying for Chevening, anyways, I also wanted to know, is that possible to have an unconditional offer before applying to Chevening?
That's fine, as long as it's valid.
Okay, those, thank you very much. Sure. That's it, yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure who was next. May I please have the next question? Maybe Mali on Enoch or Malikonele. I think it was Malikonele.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Marikonele did ask and Enoch, so I'm not sure if they want to re-ask again. And if that's the case, together with Dineo, I would like,
yeah.
I would like if you want to ask again, please give others chance first, and then we'll get back to you after. Thank you. And that one is Mercy. Mercy, please.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. So my questions will be brief. I wanted to know more about the references. Are the references required to be submitted after you've gotten maybe the interview or after you've received like an offer? Or are we required to do it while we are submitting? Second question would be in regards to the courses. So they say you should submit from the likelihood that the chances for you to get an offer would be likely when you apply into different universities. Is there a possibility that I can apply for courses that I would prefer within? What are the chances? Basically, the question is, what are the chances when I apply to one particular university with three different courses versus applying to three different universities with the same course? Thank you. That's all I wanted to ask.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know who'd love to take the first question, but maybe I'd like to take the second question. I won't say I know what are the chances, but I would not advise you to do that, to just apply at one school, three different courses, because you don't know what might happen. So please don't limit yourself. Like I said, please apply to as many schools as possible, but that is possible. But if you know very well that, like, I am really, really sure that I'm going to get acceptance. Like, I had applied to 7 schools, I think so, and then only 4 got back to me. And you can already see what the problem is. Like, it was different schools, so I wouldn't advise you to do that. Yeah. So I don't know, is it Ayufa or Ayanda who would respond to the first question, please?
May I please ask you to repeat the first question?
Yeah. The question is basically on references. How are we required to do the references after?
Okay. So with the references, I would say maybe if you know you're going to be applying to Chevening, speak to the people who you're going to be asking for references. So Chevening will give you can submit your application. You don't have to submit your references at that time. But if you're someone who likes to be prepared, I would say request your references and then update them as soon as you can, so that you don't run out of time, because before they give you like a due date, but you can submit the references after the application.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we take someone else?
Yeah. It'll be
I think
because
I think it's my time to ask that, isn't it?
Sorry, no, it's not you and Enoch, because he had asked. So can you please have somebody who is new? And then
I think Isaac God's power.
Okay.
Yeah. Isaac, please ask.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Continue. Thank you.
I'm from Nigeria. My question is this: does my Chevening reference letter have to be a recent one? Say I have reference letters already from last applications. Can I simply upload them, or I have to get an updated one? That's my question. Hello?
Arifa. Okay, thank you very much. Arifa, would you like to respond to that, man?
Yes, please, but I was outside. I'm sorry. Can you come again, please? I'm really sorry.
Okay, he said he has a previous reference letter. So is it possible for him to re-upload it this year when he applies again, or should he look for a new one?
Yeah, I think it's doable, but I would personally advise you to get a new one with updated informations and everything. You know, it's better, but it's doable. You can upload it, but for your own, maybe because this scholarship is very competitive. So you might need to get the informations really updated. If you are talking about maybe a recommendation, a reference from last year, I think from last year or from this year or from now till the application closure, or maybe in January or December, you might have done stuff, so you might want maybe your referee to actually to upload them in your reference. So I would kindly advise you personally not to have something updated, but you can surely put the other one.
Sorry to react. My main issue is regarding the date, actually, not the content of the letter.
Okay. Like the dates, like what?
Well, I'm not sure.
Can you elaborate? Like, because for me, if it's a letter written in 2021, for example, it won't have updated information to maybe to refer you.
Okay, let me reframe the question. I have previous reference letter from last year, precisely September 2022. So I'm just concerned if it has to be 2023. Yeah.
No,
or
it
I can
doesn't have to.
Okay.
But
So I
you
can
might want to have something updated from
Mm.
2023.
Mm.
It's
I
better.
I think if you have a relationship with the people who wrote it, maybe even just ask them to change the date. Just date it. It just looks better.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
You're welcome. And please remember that references also play a pivotal role. Yeah, thank you. I don't know who's the next person. Wait, hasn't Mamalifi spoken? Or maybe I'm mistaken. Has Mamalifi spoken before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, if that's not the case, then I think we will take her. And then Mohammed had spoken to Mamalifi. All right.
Okay, Mama live here. Hello everyone, and thank you, Chevening team, for your effort. I don't know whether I've been answered already because I've just had the network problem. My question was, or is based on your experience, who are given more opportunity, who are being considered between people who have a master's degree and those who do not yet have the master's degree based on your experience? Thank you.
May I answer that?
Yeah.
I think based on my experience, it does not matter. I know people who have one. I know people who had started one but hadn't completed it. And I know people who didn't have an honors but have been working for so long, for like 10 years, that covers sort of as an honors. So they had an undergrad without an honors, but the university converted to like an honors and gave them a space in the masters. So it doesn't matter if you've got a master's or you don't have a master's. Apply to Chevening, make sure that you get university entrance. Chevening does not really look at those things in my experience.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Ayanda is very right. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I think right now we are now left. Okay, please lower your hand if you're satisfied, Mamli. I think we now have 3 people who had asked before, so I'll go with the order. And then Enoch, please to say your question.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, Wambale Enoch is my name. My question is, I would like to know whether we shall have another Zoom meeting, but I'm sorry, this should be the last question. But the good thing you have told me to raise it again. Thank you very much for that. Then my second question is like this. When you are writing, when somebody is writing the essay, okay, those essay parts, is it good or like to use enjambment, like isn't right? It is something like that, without writing the whole word. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get the second question. Like, is it good to write what without writing the whole word? Like, do you mean short form?
Yeah, it's what I'm trying to mean.
Okay, thank you very much. Nope.
Yeah.
To respond to that, nope, it's not good. You have to use formal language only, no short form of anything, please. That is not advisable. And the second one, yes, there will be other ones, and I'm going to another Chevening session that will be on Wednesday, this Wednesday. So I'll share the details on my social media platforms. Thank you very much. Can we move on to Dinero, please, and then Huawei Y7 and Madgone. What time are we going to end, guys? Wasn't it supposed to be 9:15?
Normally, it should be done by like past 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Please go straight to the point now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much once again, Beata and the other team for giving me this opportunity. My last question was on the last essay about Chevening on my study career plans. So my question is, would it be advisable for me to incorporate these key pointers such as the outcomes
your 7,000. Ọmọ ṣẹjọ mẹ́ta ọmọ san ló náà padà yẹn ló dẹ̀ ti rí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn kọ́sítọ́mà wọ́n ti fi hàn rẹ̀ pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní tẹ̀.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, continue.
Yes. Okay. I was on this question on the last essay about the start career plan, our post-start career plan. I was saying, wouldn't be advisable for one to incorporate these key pointers such as the outcomes that one aim to achieve, the time frame for the implementation, as well as who will be the beneficiaries or the end producers. So don't you think these pointers will carry more weight on my essay? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Who'd love to take it, please? Hello, who would like to take it, Arifa or Aya? Okay. Please re-ask it again, but this time around in a brief way, please. Hello.
Can I ask again?
Yes, but in a brief way, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm having some 3 points that I would like to incorporate in my last essay question. So then I'm asking whether they will carry more weight on it or not. Like the first one is the outcomes that I will aim to achieve, that I want to achieve. And the second one is their time frame for this implementation. And the last one is who will be the beneficiaries or the end users. I think I'm clear now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, you're clear. And I think you already responding to yourself. It's the STAR approach that we already talked about. So let's not dwell on it more, please. But that is a good way to go about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Huawei. Please say, please talk. Huawei 2019. Huawei 2019, are you there? Your hand is up. Okay, Mohammed, please.
Good evening once again. Thank you for the opportunity you've given to me this time. My question have just emanated from the recent question you just addressed about the choice of the universities and the courses. So does that mean we can apply for as many universities as we can, not only limited ourselves to just 3 that they mentioned? Please clarify on this.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I think you did get in late. Yes, I said I would advise you guys to apply as many as possible. However, there's a due date for submitting your universities, and you can't change after that due date. So to answer the question, yes, please. Thank you. And then we have Madi Konino, please.
Sorry, ma.
Okay, Madi Konino, please continue.
My question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madi Konino. Dingizwayo, please mute yourself. Okay, yes, please continue, Madi Konino.
Okay. Thank you for the platform once again, Madkonelo from Lesotho. I would like to know, like, about the process, do I have to apply for the university first and wait to be accepted? Then after the acceptance, it's then that I will have to apply for the scholarship, or I can push them both at a time?
Okay, thank you very much. I would say you should push both at the same time. As you browse through the website, like you will see the 3 university choices, and they will ask you if you have already applied, if you have already secured yourself a place, or if you are about to apply. So I would say you should start right now to apply, and that is a very good move because some universities have their certain quotas. So after reaching that quota, it's not possible for them to admit other students. So you do apply at the university while you apply for Chevening scholarship. Yes, thank you. And
okay.
Yeah, and if the application is not open, you can still email them and ask them about the eligibility requirements if you didn't find anything on the website. But what I would advise you guys is to apply as many universities as you can. Don't only focus yourself on 3, just maybe go with 8, 5, 8, something like that, or 6, so that you have more options. Yeah.
Oh, lastly, we have Lindiwe, and then after that, we're going to close, I think so. So, Lindiwe, may you please ask your question?
Hello. Thanks. It's not really a question. Just to share with everyone, regarding the scholarship and universities, there is a partnership. So that means universities do have, from my own research, I figured out that universities do have certain numbers they will take for Chevening applicants. So it's important you apply, we all apply early, at least before December in this round 1 and 2, because that way they know, because 1, they're not getting money from the application fee. Some it's £80, others it's 60. So they've got a certain amount of money they know they're going to not get from Chevening applicants. So yeah, there is a partnership. Some universities for certain courses will take more applicants, others less. So it is a numbers game for them, as it's not just about the UK government, but also the universities are looking to make sure that their courses are filled across all the types of schools, be it in education, business, and the like. Sorry, yeah. So anyway, just to share. Thank you. And thanks everyone for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that is all, guys. I think that is really all. I'm not sure if there's anything that is left.
May I be excused to to ask a question before you close, please?
Okay, please be brief only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm pretty much aware that most people could not join the meeting right in time because of maybe some networks challenges and stuff. And I think I'm part of such people. I joined a bit later. Now I have a simple but short question, which is, when and how are we going to have the recording for this wonderful meeting? I think we need this information so much. So that is the question that I have. When are we going to have, and how are we going to have the recording for this meeting?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I will post it on my YouTube channel so you watch it, okay?
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Guys, do you have anything? Oh, maybe the last thing that I would like to say is it's the four of us, and all of us had our own journeys. So please don't be discouraged, guys. I know you guys are going to make it, and some of us, I won't say who, applied for the first time and they got it. Some of us applied for the second time and they got it. Some of us applied for the second time and made it to the interview stage. Some didn't make it to the interview stage. Some applied for the fourth time and they only got it then. Some applied for the fifth time. So we all have different journeys. So please just pray, work hard, and everything will come in place. Thank you. That's all from my side. Oh, the social media platforms. I think I'm using all these my names that appear on the screen on all social media platforms if you have any other questions. Yeah. Thank you. So I don't know if Ayanda or Arifa has anything to say.
I only have one thing to say, just good luck, guys. It will be quite a tough process. That's good luck. Keep it up and it will work out, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your questions. That's really, really insightful and valuable. And it's a pleasure to give back also. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys, and all the best to everyone who's going to be applying. Remember, don't lose heart, focus, give yourself enough time so that you're not stressed out. And yeah, do everything before the timeline if you can, but all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Have yourself a lovely evening. Thank you. If you have questions, you'll ask us on social media platforms. Thank you. I think that's all. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy yourselves over there.
Bye.
See you soon.